Welcome back to episode 13 of season 1. And today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of us struggle with. That is actually two topics. We're going to talk about doubt versus unbelief and what they look like, and how to get through doubt and how to recognize unbelief. So first off, we're going to define what doubt is. Now, doubt is like imagine like your mom said, "Oh, I'm going to make dinner," right? But you doubt if she's actually going to do it, but you know she will, type of thing. It's like a lack of total trust. It's like half trusting, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know it's going to happen, but you don't know if it's going to happen. You're uncertain, you know what I'm saying? But you still trust. And unbelief is is basically like, hey, I'm going to make dinner, and you're like, yeah, you know, I don't care. Type of, I literally don't care. You're not going to do it. You're not even type of thing. It's like, basically with doubt, right? You want the answers. You're still trying to seek the answers, you know what I'm saying? Like, you doubt God's promises, right? But you still know he's there, and you're still trying to seek him, right? Even though it's hard. And unbelief is just like the complete lack of trust, or you just don't care at all type of thing. And that's kind of that's like a surface level explanation of what the difference is, right? And I want you guys to know that doubting is a normal part of being a Christian, right? And I'll admit, it's hard sometimes to fully trust God. And sometimes you feel like everyone else around you is going the opposite direction. And you know full well that you're getting close to God if everyone else seems to be so, like, the opposite direction of that. I'll admit, today in math class, right, I'm sitting there, right, and there's this girl on the other side of my table. She was talking about how there was a party at her house, and some of my classmates got drunk or something. And I was like, honestly, I don't know if I should dox them, probably not, but it's like, there was this girl that she mentioned that I knew, that I used to like a lot a couple years ago. And turns out, yeah, she got drunk and made a lot of poor decisions. But she got drunk basically. I don't know too much, so I can't dox anybody. But it's like I remember back then, I always wanted a girlfriend, right? And now I realize that I think God was protecting me from them, even though I was definitely not locked in, bro. But, and honestly, I'll name an example of doubt, right? So, so basically, for example, right, in Exodus, right, when God frees his people and they go in the desert, right, the people doubt God, and they literally stop trusting him, right? And they're like, God's not going to take care of us, bro, we're starving, right? And, you know what I'm saying? They doubt God, right? And I'll admit, sometimes we do that too, right? And it's like, for example, when I don't get what I want immediately, I pray to God, yo, God, can I get a girlfriend? And it doesn't happen, right? And then I get mad because it didn't go my way, and I stop trusting him, right? It's like, I'll admit, patience has a lot to do with trusting. And yeah, it's trusting and patience and faith, they all play a big part in whether or not you're going to doubt. You know what I'm saying? And doubting it happens to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Even to the most convinced people, it sometimes happens, right? And it happens in the Bible too. For example, I'll give you another example. John the Baptist, right? Bro saw Jesus, bro, and bro baptized him. And and then when he was in prison, he was like, yo, bro, I don't think, what if he's not the guy that we've been waiting for or something like that? Like, this guy saw Jesus and baptized him, and he watched God himself say, bro, like, and yet he still doubted, right? He still doubted. And God didn't, like, shoot him with a lightning bolt and instantly kill him. You know what I'm saying? God, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, God's okay with your doubt. He wants you to come to him and, like, work it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'll admit, sometimes we allow it to happen. Like, we allow ourselves to be convinced otherwise because we have this slight feeling like, it's like, this might not be relatable to you, but I have this just, like, slight itch where it's like, well, if God isn't real, then who's going to hold me accountable, huh? You know, the type of thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for us Christians, right? It's like, that's a very, like, I know that there's people out there that think that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they know full well that if God isn't real, then no one's going to hold me accountable for anything I do. So there's no point in doing type of thing. And it's a very evil thing to think. And I'll admit, I struggle with that sometimes. And you have to, like, give your doubt to God. And you have to trust that he will do what he says. You know what I'm saying? And I'll admit that we're probably going to cover temptation, desire, and opportunity in another podcast, because those are very important topics. And doubt does have a play in those topics too. And so, guys, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to overcome doubt if you're struggling with that, and then we're going to move on to how to spot unbelief. So, number 1, when it comes to doubt, bring it to God, right? And he's not going to snap his fingers and bring it away, but he will. It's the guy on the golf cart, bro. Oh, that's actually kind of crazy. All right, anyways, back on topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go to God when you're doubting, because like only he can, like, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can try, but you gotta just go to God and ask him to help you out, and he will help you out. Maybe not on your timetable, but on his, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, just observe your surroundings. We talked about this before, right? But I would just observe your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Observe things that just can't happen by chance. You know what I'm saying? And then number 3, don't give up, right? Even in your doubt, you don't have to allow it to become unbelief. You don't have to allow it to. You don't have to conclude that God isn't real. You have to be patient, right? You have to keep trusting God. You have to keep trusting. You have to trust him to get you through that. And it's not an easy process, but don't give up. And eventually, God's gonna help you out. So, yeah, I guess that. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on, right? So, we're gonna talk about 3 signs how to, like, spot unbelief, right? So, number 1 is basically, like, denying obvious evidence. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like a lot of times people who deny God, they're just gonna say, well, he's not real, I don't see him right now. Or they're gonna give excuses, like any excuse, doesn't matter what it is, they're gonna give you an excuse, right? And a lot of it has to do with because they don't want somebody to, don't want to be held accountable for their behavior. And I feel like has a big part in that. I'm going to talk more about that later. But, yeah, so number 2, right? Number 2 is basically, like, see here. I mean, let's see here. What would be a good one? Yeah, number 2 is not pursuing God at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Number 2 is basically, you know what I'm saying, not even making an effort to find him, right? they're just going to say what they want to say, and like they're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? That's number 2. And guys, number 3, honestly, it's basically spiritual blindness, right? And what that is when somebody doesn't want anything to do with God, God is going to allow Satan to basically make them spiritually blind, and like they won't be able to understand squat. And even if you show them, like you could be like the best apologetic guy in the world, be like a top 10 or something, I don't know. But you could show him the most like craziest things that just can't happen out of like any, like, but it doesn't matter what you do. Like, bro does not care. Like, his heart is hardened, and he just doesn't care. It's going to bounce right off. And when it comes to that, you have to realize that only God can change someone's heart, right? That's not something only God can do, because as humans, I can't just make this person, like, believe in God. I can't. I can only do that if God allows his heart to be in a state where he can actually, like, receive that. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to run into people, a lot of people like that. But don't let them shake your faith. And honestly, if they cause you to doubt, that it could happen, right? You could run into an atheist who could just blow your faith out of the water, right? And he could make you doubt God. But even in your doubt, you can always, like, you can cry out to God and he can help you through that, right? But don't let, even if you, like, have your faith blown out in the water, like, you just see something that just kind of just disproves God or something like that, and you almost believe it. Like, you don't have to allow it to, like, win. You don't have to allow the doubt to become unbelief, right? And you can always you can always ask him for help. And it might not come immediately, but it will. So hopefully this helped, guys. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for podcast 14.